One is Arno Michaelis, who's a former white supremacist, who I think had a change of heart and started an organization called Life After Hate, and he will tell you about that. And Pardeep Kaleka, if you remember, he's the one who lost his father in the Sikh temple shooting in, I think it was August 5th, wasn't it? And where 6 people were killed and wounded 4 others. After the attack, believe it or not, Arno and Pardeep found each other and have been working together to change the world. So at this time, I'd like to call Arno and Pardeep to the podium. Right here.
Good evening. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for allowing us to share our story. I want to thank Atlanta, and I want to congratulate everybody for the Hours Against Hate event that you guys are launching. Congratulate Lori. I try to do that. I try to congratulate everybody else before I start talking. Get out the people. Last year, August 5th, a white supremacist walked into the Sikh temple and shot 6 people to death and wounded 3 others. Based on nothing but hate and race. You could say that's probably one of the worst race-based crimes that's occurred in our area in the last 50 years. As weird as it is to say that, it's even weirder to know that it actually happened. So since last year, I've been trying to get a handle on what actually happened, why it happened. 2 stories come to mind when I think about my journey for the last 10 months. One story by Sammy Rangel. He was a former Latin disciple out of Chicago. Very menacing looking guy, but very tender inside, gentle inside. Now, he says to me when I meet him for the first time, Pardeep, do you understand why these things happen in temples, churches, synagogues, mosques? And I said, no, I don't understand why it happens. He says, it happens because those people that are suffering don't believe that's a place for them. They don't believe that God is in their life. So they want to take the God out of yours. Is that okay? So it became very important for me to not only be involved faith-based, but to be involved community-wise, and to allow people and let people know that the church, the temple, is a place for people that are suffering, especially for the people that are suffering, and to welcome them in. Another story that comes to mind is one that my brother just brought up to me, and I think in a way the Sikh community, and I think the rest of the community, especially around the Milwaukee area, has experienced this. A lot of people would come up to me and I would say, I'm a little paranoid being at the Starbucks because I think that anything can happen at any time. When I post things, I just post a little bit more differently. As I kiss my daughter and my son and kiss them goodnight, my wife can attest to this. I'm kissing them like I'm going to see them for the last time. If I drop them off at school, I make sure that we don't leave angry. If we have a fight, I make sure that that fight has a resolution. And some people say, well, maybe you're going through post-traumatic stress. And my brother kind of summed this up to me, and he's like, things that used to matter before don't matter as much anymore. And you prioritize, like the stuff that should matter, doesn't matter. And the only thing that matters to me now is to unite people and have people see their commonalities rather than their differences. because August 5th happened, because somebody decided not to see the similarities between other people, therefore dehumanized the people that were inside that temple at that day. One of those people that has been truly inspirational in me being able to get past this and to use this as something good has been Arno Michaelis. So I'd like to welcome Arno Michaelis here.
Thank you all so much. It's an incredible honor to be here. When an atrocity like August 5th happens, there's two questions that are front and center. One is, how does this happen? The other question is, what can we do about it? The answer to both questions is practice. I have a personal insight on these answers because for 7 years of my life, I was a violent white supremacist. I was a lead singer in a hate rock band, and in many ways I helped create the environment that created the man that murdered Pardeep's father and 5 other people. I feel a great sense of responsibility to respond to that hate crime with fearless compassion, following in the footsteps of Dr. King, of Gandhi, of so many amazing human beings throughout history who have set that example. So Pardeep and I work together at an organization called Serve to Unite, which you can find out more about at servetounite.org. We work with high school and middle school students in MPS and also at schools in Oregon. We talk about the concept of practice with these students and ask them to be mindful of what they practice every day. Practicing hate and violence can literally twist a person to the point where nothing but homicide followed by suicide seems to make sense. The man who murdered Pardeep's father and 5 other people reached that point because he actively practiced hate and violence for over a decade. In compassion for this horrible state that he was in, we can also practice kindness. And I know the power of practicing kindness because it was the kindness of people who I was openly hostile to while I was a white supremacist. Black people, Jewish people, gay people, Latino people. That kindness is what helped turn me around. And I sincerely believe that without that kindness, I may have made the wrong decision in 1994 as a single parent after a second friend of mine was murdered in a street fight and become more violent and more hateful. Those acts of kindness demonstrated humanity to me and guided me from a very horrible place to a really amazing time in my life when I'm grateful to be alive, grateful to work with amazing people like Pardeep, grateful for the time and the attention of amazing people like you, and also very grateful to work with Serve to Unite to help shape the future that we all share via our children and our students. So thank you all so much. I love you all. Thank you.